I'm working with dogs out here on the porch. Like right now I am. I might be doing in the yard or in the field later. But if you want to ask your dog questions, that's fine. I wanted to make something perfectly clear. Somebody said he's being rude to his viewers. No, they're not viewers. Viewers indicate it's somebody that is watching. When you're interacting, you're more than just a viewer. So if somebody's saying something that's just absurd, or I get I get the idea that there's not, you can't explain anything to somebody. You tell them like having your dog on the bed screws up your dog's status, and I try and explain what I mean, and then they still say, well, I don't care. I have to have my dog on the bed. LOL. You gotta go. So that person can still be a viewer. That's fine. If somebody comes here and, ooh, I have a propane heater down here, which is great. If somebody comes here and starts talking, just using things I picked up on the internet, like um, asking stupid questions, like those spring poles I used for pit bulls, and they're talking about getting one of those to train their Australian cattle dog with. You know, my hair stands on the back of my neck thinking like, oh my God, this person's an idiot. Like, so that might not be a reason to get rid of them, but they're walking a fine line because they're just throwing out words that they were using the term spring pole and tease pole. A tease pole or a flirt pole is completely different than one of those springy things that the pit bulls hang on. You know, talking about increasing prey drive in their in their dog, their cattle dog. You manipulate the prey drive. It's a domestic dog. You're not going to increase the prey drive unless you have a dog that's catching the animal and killing it. And I don't hunt like that. Maybe in some countries they do, but you end up with a dog that's a mess. There's one coming here that comes from stock that does that, like boar hunts, and the dogs do it. So the point that I'm trying to make is that it's from generations of dogs that have this high prey drive, and that dog's coming here, and I'm going to make it more compliant because it's just been food trained, which is nonsense. Don't food train your dog. Don't use food. It's ridiculous. So what I'm saying is, you're not a viewer if you're interacting. A viewer just watches TV. That's a viewer. The difference with YouTube is you can write underneath a video and ask questions, but it's my channel. So if you're just looking for attention, you're some kind of attention whore, and I think that you're just writing words to get attention, nonsense words like, talking about a spring pole or whatever, and you got an Australian cattle dog, you're probably gonna have to go. I'm not doing it. I mean, when I don't know. I've never. Every time I see somebody using one of those, it's a pit. Or I've seen Malinois used for that too, but there's no reason to be doing that to your cattle dog or a Malinois or a pit. So I'll answer some questions, and I gotta go get a dog. I'm still working, okay? Have you ever used a Herm Springer prong collar? How does it compare to other training collars? Yes, I have. You mean other prong collars? It's a better prong collar. It's made better. It's gonna hold together better. The problem with that type of equipment is that it'll fail, and it's always gonna fail, at the wrong time. So if you do use a prong collar, I don't really use them. I used to use them. I don't use them anymore. A, um, I use a lot of buckle collars, just leather collars. I prefer, like, if I'm going to use a collar that delivers some type of pressure, I like a star mark collar. Um, oh, yeah. So I use a star mark collar. But No, cats are a totally different species. They're not similar to dog. You don't train them the same way. Every species is dealt with as the individual species. You don't train a bird the same way you train a dog. So if you're going to get a prong collar, that would be the one to get, a Herm Springer. But more than that, if you're going to do that, I really recommend that you use a slip chain sort of hooked onto the Herm Springer. So if the Herm Springer fails, then you still have control of your dog. So a Herm Springer, if you're using a prong collar, it's a indication you are having problems with your dog, right? And if you're having problems with your dog, it's leash reactive or reactive to people or dogs, and the Herm Springer fails, which they will, less than like a cheap one, a prong collar that you would buy at Petco or something, but they can fail. So you don't want that dog that has issues. You don't want to make the problem worse, okay? And that would make the problem worse. The Herm Springer collar fails, and then your dog gets off and bites another dog and gets in a fight. So I hope that was helpful. No, I don't really use them anymore. I don't really have the need to, but I have no problem with them. How do I get my hound dog to get off scents? He goes outside and pees. Will sniff areas for as long as possible. Well, sounds like your dog does not have the potty command and your dog does not know heel. So if your dog knew a proper heel, it would know not to be, that's tracking when a dog's sniffing on the ground. And what are you talking about? It sounds like you let the dog out in the backyard and it just keeps sniffing. Yeah, dogs will do that. So also, your dog doesn't have any type of recall, it sounds like, because if you called your dog and it was properly trained, the dog would come to you. So it's going to stop sniffing. But when you're walking with the dog, right, and you're walking at heel, the dog should not be tracking. Its head should be up, all right? But if the dog just keeps sniffing, ignoring you, you're talking about a dog that's not trained or improperly trained. More than likely not trained. Because if you said here, the dog would, you know. How do I address this obedience issue? Train your dog. Are you the guy with the hound dog? No. No. How do I address what issue? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see your question. I wasn't answering your question. Message was retracted. So I didn't see your question, so I'm not going to answer any question. I don't know what it is. Oh, I have a 6-year-old Cocker Spaniel that all it does is track whenever we go on hikes. She comes when called, though. Well, you would teach the dog to keep its head up. So you do that with a leash. So you have the dog on a leash, and it's trained at heel. You're sort of making it sound like your dog isn't at heel, and you're just like going on a hike, and the dog gets to do whatever. That's what it's doing. The only time that your dog is allowed to do that is when you give it the hurry, hurry command. Or if it would be tracking a bird. Say you down a bird or something, it's tracking a bird. You teach it to track. You know, you shot a bird, they're going after it. That's another thing. It might start tracking. But that sounds like not enough leash work with your dog, and that you're just like going on a hike with a Cocker Spaniel, which I love. I love Cocker Spaniels. I've trained a lot of them. I like the English Cockers, especially, but the big, American ones are pretty much the same. They're just a little bit smaller. But and not enough leash work. Not enough leash work, and your dog should heel. And then, when you give the hurry command, then it would be able to sniff around. But you keep it on the leash. So you use the leash until it's fully, it's functioning properly, and it sounds like it's not. So I don't know. I can't really see what. Yeah, this is all right. This little heater. Um, but yeah, a dog that does a proper heel really isn't tracking. So, do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going on a hike with your dog, it should be right at heel. If you're just letting it go out and do whatever, it's gonna go out and do whatever. But I'd go bird hunting with Tonka. I'd take my lab Ike. Ike stays at heel. He would stay at heel and just walk around. He didn't start tracking. I've noticed sometimes when the dog runs without a leash, like a park, when asked, it doesn't want to come back to the owner. And when the owner approaches the dog, it even goes for, yeah, so? Talking about a dog that isn't trained. That was the question. It's not a question. You made a statement. That's not a question, okay? You said you notice. You notice some dog that is at a park that's off of a leash. You know, you made like a declarative statement. That's not a question. You're just describing an untrained dog. You're describing a dog that doesn't have good recall, as they say, meaning the dog doesn't have the hear command or no heel. Your dog could be at 100 feet. You should be able to call it and say heel when it comes to heel. Or here. Here's a general term. It means come towards me. Thanks, one Sean Bond. Do you see what I'm saying? You didn't ask a question. You didn't. But if that's what you were trying to ask, I just answered it. The dog doesn't know, and they probably also berated the dog. That's a big problem is dogs that don't come when they're called. A lot of times the owner, like the dog doesn't come to them, and then when it does, they give it a lot of shit. Like, what the fuck? Where the fuck? What the fuck were you doing? That is, that's just telling the dog not to come to you. Don't berate the dog once it comes to you. Good boy. Is the majority of training done with the use of an e-collar? No. No. Still with a leash. Still with a leash. E-collars are to make the dog work quicker, okay? And to condition the commands. All right? So you don't even use the e-collar until the dog understands the command. All right? Don't know why people put time into. Well, I don't use them, but you sound like an idiot because they aren't mean. They aren't mean, idiot. See, this is what I'm talking about. The person is not just a viewer, they're making a comment, okay? And they're thinking any of the dog training tools can be used properly or improperly. The prong collar is not mean if it's used properly. Okay, hey, Andrino, what's up? I'm gonna bring Fuzzy out in a sec. So it doesn't matter what the dog training tool is. Even the people that use food, they're the worst abusers. They don't care. They give the dog diarrhea. These dogs are overweight. That's abuse. So that's a childlike view. That the prong collar is mean. Oh, it looks mean, you mean? That's a dog training tool for a dog. Okay? It would be mean if you put it on a human, but it's a dog. And like I said, all the tools can be used properly or improperly. A crate isn't mean, right? It isn't abusive, but it can be. Every one of the tools can be used properly or improperly, and that's it. This person that had the childlike view, that's what I'm talking about. Why do I need? They're not a viewer. You're interacting. You're not a viewer. Okay, so think whatever you want. I'm not gonna have people wasting my time. They ask about a prong collar and then they said that they were mean. why'd you waste my time? There's people here that actually own a dog. It's super important for your dog to spend time around other dogs. Um, I know you say dog parks are death sentence, but is it safer way to have them play? Listen, you are a fool. You are a fool. You need your dog does not need to mock fight with any other dog. Okay? They do not. It's not a death sentence. You're training the dog to fight. Okay? You should be able to have your dog around other dogs. It doesn't need to mock fight. This is nonsense that our society thinks this. Oh, look, I'm going to take my dog to the dog park, and you're training your dog to fight. I have dogs around other dogs, and they're not mock fighting. You have two hunting dogs, right? And they're doing retrieves, but you think because you're lazy that the dog needs to mock fight. Why don't you train the dog, man? You could take the dog and you could walk it around the dog park. You could walk it down the street. No, you won't do that. You are like a lot of people, you think that the dog is supposed to mock fight. Okay? They're not. They shouldn't be. That's a domestic dog problem. It's a huge one. How to deal with food aggression from two dominant dogs. Board and train. You have a problem with aggression. You want me to write you a simple solution? Yeah, there you go. Feed them in the crate. But they probably don't use the crate. That's the problem. But you're talking about a huge issue. You're talking about aggression. Aggression is the number one problem with dogs. It's the most common problem. You should be real careful, I'll tell you that. And Wolfpack's right. You should be feeding them in a crate. I feed all the dogs in a crate. If I want to, though, I can have one eat over here and eat over here. But it doesn't sound like your dogs are trained, and you probably put the bowls right next to each other, right? And then you have one that probably growled a little bit, and then the other one, and then they're going at it. Foolish. Listen to Wolfpack. You should be using a crate. That would be like your number one and number two dog training tools. Okay? I separate them, two-year-old and 10. Well, then what's the problem? I don't understand what your question is then. Are you feeding them in a crate? I'll tell you that food aggression will manifest itself as just plain old aggression because it sounds like you're letting the dogs run around the house. You probably don't use a crate. You're going to have issues. They're going to get in a fight, man. There's going to be something of a higher value, like you're probably a person that puts toys on the ground, and they're going to get into it over that. Food aggression, man, that's like this sort of like guardian behavior. It's my shit, you know? Do you have your dog do you let him go on the couch? Will it always be like what? You have dogs, man. It's a subspecies of the wolf. You separate them. I don't know what's going on in your house. It just sounds like there's a lack of training. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you something else, but that's the way it seems. That's the way it sounds to me. Will it always be like that? Yeah, listen, it doesn't matter who the dogs are. You have to monitor them. If you have two, it's a lot harder than one. You had one 10-year-old dog, or it sounds like 8-year-old dog, and it was pretty good, right? It's going good. And then you got another dog. You're like, so now you have two. Dealing with two dogs is different than dealing with one. Getting three is much different than dealing with two. The more dogs you have, the harder it gets. So I don't ever recommend the novice person get two dogs. And if you are going to get two dogs, certainly you would use elements of control, like you leave the house and you use a crate. Wolfpack, thank you. You feed them. You're feeding them a raw diet, I hope. So they're both in a crate. You give them their whatever you're feeding them, their raw chicken leg quarter, whatever. You don't want these problems to happen. So if you're out with the two dogs, you're out in the woods or something, and there's food on the ground, a dead bird or something, there's not a fight. But you've already had a fight, and the one's 2 years old. There's a lot of green on that table. You sort of brought this on yourself by not thinking that it was going to be easy. It's not going to be easier with two dogs. It's harder. It's harder. I had multiple dogs my whole life. Never had issues until these two. Oh, please. Now you're saying, oh, please. Oh, please. So yeah, how old are you? You've had two dogs your whole life, and so now you're labeling them. You're labeling them a problem dog, right? As a dog person, I hate hearing this. That is just the worst thing to hear. That is such garbage. Status issues is probably part of. Well, absolutely. Listen to the way the person, is like saying, I had dogs my whole life, but I never had any problem except for these two. Bullshit. Bullshit. Those dogs aren't trained, and if you did have other dogs, I seriously doubt that they were trained. Or you would know. You would know to use a crate. You probably let the dog, I swear, Roddy, oh, okay. And they were all just happy-go-lucky, right? And you would feed them next to each other, and it was like ebony and ivory. Please, go, troll. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. You don't use crates, or you wouldn't be asking this question. And those dogs didn't have any problems. I bet some of those dogs ended up in a shelter if you did have those dogs. That's what I think. That's my sneaking suspicion. That's what I think. So you don't use crates, man. You didn't know to put a leash on them. You didn't know I crate as puppies. Well, there you go. You stopped crating, right? You stopped doing it. Well, how old were they when you stopped crating? 8 months or something? So I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Seriously. Anybody that is like, okay, I crate them for a couple months when they're puppies, or whatever you do. I stopped crating at 8 months. You got problems with that dog their whole life. Never shelter. We don't know you, but we know that you don't use a crate, okay? So I bet at least one of those dogs had separation anxiety, at least one, if they even exist. Because a crate is your number one tool for making sure that your dog doesn't get separation anxiety. That's a fact. But you don't crate them. You don't use crates. You just let them roam around the house and shit. Close around 1 year I stopped. Get out of here, dude. Seriously, just go. That's ridiculous. Oh, about 1 year I'm gonna stop. Your dogs would be a mess if you did that. So, Don't waste your breath. Don't waste your breath. Don't waste your breath with this person. Don't. Seriously. It's nonsense. You can't tell some people anything. It's the truth. You're not gonna convince this person that it's okay. He leaves the house, or whoever she is, she, they leave the house and then just let the dogs roam around. There's no way those dogs didn't have issues. If you did have all those dogs and you did that, there's no way. There's no way. And the breeds, that you were saying, like, I bet that they were like, well, you have aggressive dogs now. I bet your other dogs, if you did have them, were super aggressive. People come to the door that bark incessantly. Even if you crate the dog as a young dog, it's worth it to start crating. Is it worth? Listen, separation anxiety can happen at any age with any dog, okay? And one of the main causes is not crating your dog, okay? You don't want to crate your dog. You want to be like this person. Oh, they're done at a year. This person's dog has so many issues, I'm sure. But no, Never had any problem with any of his other dogs. It's these two. He's labeled them. I have problem. These are 2 problem dogs. You did it, dude. It's always the fucking owner's fault. Okay, first of all, this is my Kirby. This is, you should be asking me, okay? Okay? Don't ask anybody any question except the person that owns the channel, okay? Seriously. Trevor's not a dog trainer. I don't even know if Trevor has a dog. Why are you asking Trevor a question? Trevor's a moderator, okay? I don't know, Trevor Jigget. Don't answer. Just let the question go. Seriously, don't answer questions. Trevor, I'm curious, do you have a dog? Oh, you think that's funny? LOL. Okay, bye-bye. Trevor, do you have a dog? Oh, that's right, you got the GSP. That's right. That's correct. Your GSP is, yeah, I know that. It's hard to remember who's got a dog and who doesn't. Hang on. Yes, of course Trevor has a GSP. That is correct. It's unlike Tonka. It's friendly. Tonka's real friendly. But your GSP isn't hyperactive. That's what I wanted. I wanted an athlete. I got one. These people that say that the anti-crate people, those dogs go up on furniture. They're not home. That person with the 2 dogs that are a mess, there's no control. I'm telling you, if you're not home and your dogs aren't crated, they're going on furniture. His dogs go on furniture, and I've already talked about this a lot. Hey, Nixie, what's going on? Your dogs go on furniture. Their status is going to be a wreck. This guy has 2 dogs that are fighting over food. You tell him to crate them. He's not going to do it. Why are the dogs, you know, are the dogs always going to be like this? Well, yeah, they live with you. You know, it shouldn't even be an issue. It's just like, you know, I'm sure he feeds them dog food. You know, it's just fucking, people are a fucking wreck. Hey, where's, I want to turn this back on. Hang on. Oh, it's in this, hang on. Any tips to help a rescue healer? She's the best dog. She loves outdoors and lives there's mostly because she prefers it. Loves outdoors and lives no, she doesn't prefer it. But I want to bring her inside. You should bring her inside for protection because she's protective. Man, you're talking about a dog that's, you know, nobody. Oh, good, that's working again. I don't have to use a lighter. That's awesome. My tip would be to train your dog, and your dog shouldn't be acting protective. That just sort of sounds like an indication that your dog sees you as a resource or its status is confused. What is with you people in protective dogs. Let me talk about protective dogs. If you want to have a dog that is protective, then you train it to do protection work. Okay? You don't just have a dog that is like a loose cannon. That is a fucking wreck. But see, people are like, oh look, they think that the dog growling at people and shit is good. It's not good. That is not a good thing. You don't do that. You should have your dog inside. You're right. Why do you have it outside? Possessivism. Yeah. It treating you like a fucking resource or, man, don't do that. You should always respond and tell your dog not to do that. It's growling at your neighbor or whoever's walking. Man, that cattle dog deserves better, okay? It needs to be inside. And if you want, it's not really a breed that I think of like doing protection work, but if you wanted to do that, it's all about obedience anyway. If your dog isn't obedient, dogs that do protection work aren't just willy-nilly jumping on a sleep. They're being commanded to. You have to train the dog, man. Have you ever seen a good behaved dog that hasn't been crate trained? No. 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 They're all a wreck. We got 4 million dying every year, and like people are worried about fucking putting their dog in a crate when they leave. Or even when they're in the shower, man, you can't monitor the dog, you put it in a crate. No, your dog is not going to get trained properly unless you use a crate. And it's also more than likely it'll get separation anxiety, start being all somebody knocks at the door, they're all territorial, they're a wreck. They're going to the front window and barking at people that walk by. That's a fucking mess. You have a window like this, a bay window, and you let the dog look out the window, your dog's going to be a wreck. Your dog's going to be a wreck. People don't give a shit. They don't. They just don't give a shit. They don't get it. I will ask you again, Peter, because I want to hear what you have to say. What are the benefits does raw diet have over something like dog food? I want my dog to be healthy, but I don't know where to start. Raw diet is actually what a dog would eat. That's a natural diet. Dog food has a lot of filler in it, and all that filler is an irritant to your dog. It's used so the pet food companies can make money. It's also used because they want to sell something that's convenient to the owner. It's all about convenience. With raw diet, you don't have teeth that look like crap, okay? With pet food, you have all that gluten and shit in there. Gets stuck on the dog's teeth. Their teeth look like shit, okay? I'll bring out Tonka. I can show you teeth that look like a puppy's teeth. It's always like that. It causes a wide variety of problems, health problems. So it's not a good thing feeding your dog pet food. You use raw chicken. You use chicken leg quarters, bone-in chicken. That's what you use. Come on, wind! Don't blow out my propane heater. But there's huge benefits to it. Why would you be feeding your dog corn? You know, they need a little plant material, not the you know, they look at cat food. Yeah, all kinds of shit. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Deborah C. Yeah, it just causes problems. You want to feed your dog the most natural diet you can. That is not, you know, something that's dry in a bag. That's highly processed food. Don't think that if you go to Walmart and get chicken, that's a good place to get chicken leg quarters. Yes. Chicken, not just chicken with bone, chicken leg quarters. Bone-in chicken leg quarters. That's what you use because it'll have the proper amount of calcium in it. Don't use thighs, and don't think a thigh and a drumstick is the same thing. It's not. Okay? It's not the same thing. All right? Chicken leg quarters. That's what you give them. Doesn't that make sense? Like the dog food bag, that's highly processed. That's like you eating Doritos all the time. It's not going to be healthy for your dog. It's not. So that's my answer. Switch your dog, and you do not transition the dog like you do with dog food. And by the way, you don't transition the dog like you do with dog food. And hang on. And you don't have the diarrhea problems that you do with dogs on dog food, because dog food they use for calcium, they use bone meal because it's cheap. And cooked bone is an irritant to the dog. Haven't you ever heard of, like, don't let your dog eat chicken bones? They're talking about cooked chicken bones, not raw chicken bones. Raw chicken bones are easy to digest. Cooked bones of any kind, they're an irritant. We want to get our 2-year-old. We went to go get our 2-year-old puppy, but I feel like we wouldn't be able to train him correctly with our son being so little. Oh yeah, just wait. Are you kidding me? You get a 2-year-old puppy. A 2-year-old isn't a puppy, okay? All right? So yeah, it might be a good idea, because you're calling an adult dog a puppy, and you do have a kid, and that's a mistake that a lot of people make. Okay? Don't listen. If you get a dog, you better be like Merlin's owners and start working with that dog. And if you can't do it, if you can't get that dog trained properly, find somebody that's gonna help you. You want to get your 2-year-old baby a puppy? Oh, is that what they're saying? Oh. Oh. You want to get the baby a puppy? No. Are you idiotic? Are you a fool? What do you want to teach the child responsibility? Children can't take care of the dog. It'll be your responsibility. You want to get the 2-year-old a puppy? What are you talking about, man? It's a fucking terrible idea. Thank you. I'm dyslexic. What in the world? Let me tell you a statistic. 49% of all puppies that are acquired are given up the first year. They don't need to grow up together. But that's a common fucking bullshit thing. Move on, man. You want them to grow up together? Oh, it's going to be Disneyland and great. And when you have problems with the dog, you know where that dog's going? It's going to be that 50% of dogs that are acquired are given up the first year. Do you think it's going to go great? Are you going to... How are you going to pay for training? Because you're not going to be able to do it, because you already have ridiculous ideas. Right? Were you just going to get a puppy and think that it was going to go okay? Who's going to train it? Don't you have enough on your plate? Don't you have enough on your plate? You got a kid. Why do you want to end up taking a dog to the shelter? I have a 1-year-old German Shepherd, barks at us when we walk into the house living room. When he does this, should we put him in a crate? He should already be in a crate. You walk into the house and how old is this Shepherd? 1-year-old, and it's already out of the crate. You don't crate the Shepherd when you leave? Training would help too. Seriously, training. Yes, don't get there you go, Stephanie, don't do it. Who's talking you into that? Your husband? Don't let him talk you into this shit. If he wants to get a dog, it's his dog. He has to train it or pay for it to get trained. And training is a lifetime of the dog, Stephanie. Tell him that. That's a ridiculous idea. You're probably so busy with that 2-year-old. Like, you need a puppy? No fucking way. No way, man. You're bogged down until the kid's 18. If your husband wants to do it, you know, yeah, fuck yeah. It's a lot of stress. Listen, Andrino, if you're going to do it, you better send it off somewhere and get it trained and make sure that there's one person that's really on the dog, you know, dealing with the dog. It's a fool's game. It's nonsense. So you admit your husband is let's get a dog and they'll grow up together. Won't that be great? Tell him you're not doing it. Tell him, okay, but I'm not doing it. And who's gonna train it? Are you gonna train it? Do you really know how to train a dog? He doesn't. He probably thinks that the dog's expendable. It's not. Is it okay to command come instead of here to avoid confusion with heel? Okay, dude. Heel and here are two different commands. Stop thinking like a human, okay? They're two different commands. Whoa and no are two different things. You wanna use come, that's fine, but you know what? You don't have to. I use here and heel, but you're assuming that the professional just confuses the dog with those two commands. Oh man, that I try to tell somebody, oh, you know, you teach your dog whoa, but that sounds so much like no. Shut the fuck up and do what I said. You can't tell, you know, that's the human being thinking. That is a human being thinking. What? Don't stop in the usual spots and the other owners use to give a puppy a break. What? Hey, Peter, I'm going to be on the road for 7 hours to bring my new puppy home. Yes! Do not leave. Do not leave. Are you still there? Said POTUS or whatever your name is. Are you still there? Are you still there? Said POTUS. Are you still there? Tell me you're still there. I need to talk to you about this puppy you're bringing home. This is important. Are you there? Tell me you're there. I have a huge tip for you. I have a tip for you if you're bringing your puppy home. It's really, really important. Thanks, PL. Are you still there? Tell me you're still there. This is important for anybody that's bringing a puppy home tomorrow. Got a 7-hour drive. Got a long drive. This is important. Please tell me you're there. They really don't have any patience because they asked the question and then, like, they left. Have more patience, I guess. Here, I'll just tell it for anybody. I'll tell it for anybody that's going to get a dog. Do not, under any circumstances, stop at a truck stop or any place that anybody else would stop with their puppy because your puppy doesn't have all its shots. Oh, there you go. And nobody should be really answering stuff. Don't answer anything. That's a good way for me to just get rid of you. Okay? People need to wait. Okay? People need to wait. All right? So do not stop at truck stops. Do not stop at any place the puppy's going to be. Your puppy does not have all its shots. So if you're going to give the dog a bathroom break, then you need to do it someplace you think that there would be no dog. And you want to do it someplace where there's a lot of sun because sunshine is a disinfectant, okay? Oh, okay. Arthur is said exactly what I'm telling you. Okay, and this is another thing. Other people in my house want to get bark box. It is a terrible idea to get bark box. Okay, terrible. It is a terrible idea to get bark box. Do not get bark box. What, you want to give the dog plush toys that it's gonna rip up? That stuff is non-digestible. Don't start doing that. Don't put bedding in the crate. God damn it. Don't. The puppy will start chewing on it, and then you got a dog that gets pica. Don't do that. Don't get bark box. You know what you want? You want to use a deer antler when the dog's a puppy to chew on. That's it. Also, man, don't let a lot of people pet your dog and shit. That is a big mistake. That's not how you socialize a dog. And I'm telling you, your dog got all its social skills that it's gonna have when it was with the litter, and now it becomes something else. It's about making your dog calm and compliant around people and dogs. It doesn't involve people going up and petting it and getting the dog excited. Does that make sense? You don't have to don't let a bunch of kids play with your dog. That's just gonna get the dog excited. It's not necessary to do that. Worry about compliancy with your dog. That's it. But when it's a puppy, don't start bringing any negativity in until you get closer to 4 months. Okay? Keep it sort of syrupy sweet. Dog can't do anything wrong. And then you can change your demeanor when it's getting closer to 4 months. Okay? And for God's sakes, I don't even want to talk about it because you might start. I don't want to bring it up. You know, you might see me do something on videos and shit. That doesn't mean that, like I might have an e-collar on a puppy at before 4 months or something, but I've also been working with the dog in a real positive manner, and then I start putting the collar on the dog just to get the dog used to it. You know, I build the dog up. I don't just and I don't know. I don't recommend the novice person get an e-collar anyway. You need to contact a qualified person. You'll do like everybody does. Like you'll heat the dog up, and that's not the way you do it. You condition like get an e-collar technologies collar, and you can condition the commands in like lower than a human can feel it. So don't think e-collars are bad, but you're not gonna want to put that on the dog. You know, you want to start teaching the dog stuff, but just keep it real sweet. And when you get the puppy home and you're teaching it this stuff, don't use food. Food's nonsense. If you want to use a minuscule amount, okay, teach the dog to sit. Stop using it. Stop using it. Okay? All right? And just take your time and be thorough. Make sure that the dog is learning everything as an implied stay. Why are people talking about? I don't know. I'm sure that they got removed. Is it important to realize watching doesn't turn? Well, that's true. That's true. And Drino knows that, which, you know, there's a lot of people that can work with dogs. I've said this a lot. Like, if there was an IQ test for people, and it was in regards to dogs or animal husbandry, some people would fall over here real low. Some people would be real high. You know, like I think about the poodle, which I'm gonna go get right now and work with. But you know, like the owner actually worked with the dog, but you know, you not having the experience and everything, your stuff's gonna be like, you know, what do I do? Like you might be able to teach the dog to do push-ups doing sit down, whoa, but then like, well, what do I do? The dog's barking and we have to get up and go to work, so I let the dog out of the crate. Do you know what I'm saying? So let me go get Merlin. I gotta work on some stuff. And I gotta work with baby too. So don't train with food. It's sort of unnecessary. It is. Remember, For positive reinforcement, you can use anything that the dog likes. Going through a door is a point of positive reinforcement. You can use praise, petting. A retrieve is positive reinforcement. You start saying good boy, or whatever. They like it. They're looking at you. Like, you'll see, like, dogs, by the time that they're leaving, they're making a lot of eye contact. They're into me. You know, they're like, they like it. They like training. Do you hear that, Raven? I gotta, let me go get this poodle. Merlin. Tiny Merlin. This is common. Here. No, sit. Baby would do the same thing. Like, you could throw something at Baby to go get it, but then she's gonna drop it. So she wasn't taught hold and drop. Now, the owner, I think, worked with Merlin on hold because he's picking it up real quick. But what he would do is like he'll catch a frisbee, but then he'll drop it. Now, would you pay attention? He'll drop it 10 feet from you. Now, if you go pick up that dropped object, you're just training the dog to drop the object. So, any dog that I work with, they have to deliver it to my hand. They have to spin in the heel and deliver it to my hand. I don't care if it's a lab bringing me a fucking wood duck. I don't care if it's Tonka bringing me a grouse. I don't give a shit. You go get me my fucking bird. You don't chew on it over, on the way over here, and you spin in the heel and deliver it to my hand. Which is different. He's going to be learning reverse retrieves also. That's exactly how it sounds. Go take that object and put it in a receptacle. That's a different kind of drop. That's drop it out of your mouth into the receptacle. This, when I say drop here, I just want him to, release it into my hand. So we'll go over all that. So right now, what we're working on is him holding it and just spinning into heel real close. Here, heel. So now here, sit. So I'm still using a little air pressure again. I want to make sure he's doing it. Hold. Heel. No, heel. Sit. Hold. No. See how he's going to drop it? No, hold. Tapping him underneath the chin, okay? Hold. Heel. No, hold. Sit. Hold. Good boy, that was good. So we keep doing this, and, your dog learns by repetition, right? So we just keep incorporating this daily until he's really doing it well. We'll also do other things like him do the weed pulls. If he drops it at any point, right, I'm going to be picking it up and putting it back in his mouth because I don't think will pick it up off the ground yet. So that's going to be another issue. That's one of the more difficult things for when you teach the dog hold and drop, like to get him. You know, they'll start taking it like this, but then you start taking it down to the ground. It's on the ground, and then I just start like moving my hand away. No food is used training any of these dogs. It's really unnecessary. It just brings in just problems. It's just problems. It's nonsense. Hold. Okay, heel. Weave. No, weave. Here. Weave. Here. Weave. Here. Good boy. Hold. No, hold. Heel. Weave. Here. Weave. Here. Weave. Here. Sit. Hold. Drop. Another thing that I'll do to make sure that he's holding it is I'll run him through commands, but he has to hold it. So like I might, here. Come back here, heel. I want him doing it this way. Here, come here. Here. Come over here. Now let's take these out. Merlin, Merlin. Merlin, Merlin. Here, heel. Oops, it's fine. Don't worry about it. See, this dog was a little jumpy when he first came in, so I want shit like this to happen, because if it does happen and he jumps, I'm going to tell him no. Okay, no jumpiness. Okay, so I might do something like this. Merlin, sit. No, sit. My neighbor just pulled up, so he's a little distracted, but it don't matter. Leave the mattock alone. Hold. Down. Good. Sit. No. Good, he was going to drop it. Down. Hold. No, hold. Sit. Good, drop. That's good. So, it really is, it's about repetition and him just getting used to, like, this is a good thing. Once again, to teach the dog hold, you know, I'll still go over the basics. I'll have him hold it. And then what I'll do is I'll do this. I'll pet the dog's ear going, hold. Hold. Good boy. Hold. Good boy, hold. Now he's holding it, right? He's not chewing it. You don't want the dog to chew it. They'll drop it. If the dog, a lot of times I'll put a dog in a high collar, put them on a table. This dog's doing real good though, but you want their head to be up. If their head is pointed down, it's going in the downward direction, they're going to drop it. So you want the dog's head to be up, like this. Good boy, hold. And when you're doing this, they have a tendency to hold it. You could also grab them by the back of the scruff like that and say hold. They'll hold it then, and then you could like release the scruff, drop. It's that on and off pressure that really helps the dog learn. Here, heel. Now we started teaching Baby the place command last night, and we're going to start teaching him too. I don't know if he knows it, but to teach the dog this, it's real simple. Now let's take this out. Come on, Goon. Look at this Goon. What a great dog. All my clients, I end up with great dogs here. It's the truth. Okay, so it's really, he's a big dog. I don't know if he can go between my legs with these on. It's kind of low. I'll wait until I have jeans on. I don't think he can do it. Let's see. Place. Sit. That was beautiful. He might have already done this before. Here, heel. Sit. So don't grab the leash. When they go through the legs, have them sit. And eventually, let's see how we'll do down position. But you don't want them to go, you know, real far forward. So make sure and take up some leash. Don't let them start doing that. The other thing about this is when they go place between the legs and then you call them to heel, they have to back out. If they're going forward, man, you're going to trip. So here, heel. I don't know. Maybe his owner worked on him with this. Sit. See this? We got to get him a new collar. It's getting gray here. It's from this chain. And I don't really need a collar with pressure right now. I just switch him into a buckle collar. Place. Down. No, down. Heel. That's pretty good. You know, Poodles are ranked. I don't believe any of that bullshit about like, no, smartest dog. And he's getting excited doing this. You know, what's the smartest dog? Border Collies, you know, they can learn a lot of words. They can of objects. But like I said, like you could train your dog, 1,200 words, but they're still not going to understand what the difference is between the toy that's a turkey and a real turkey. They don't have language. So poodles are ranked second, right underneath border collies. I was shocked. Not really, because, they're pretty easy to work with. That's the thing about a smart dog, is a lot of times smart dogs learn to do bad things, like the owner just kind of is indiscriminate and indirectly trains the dog to do something that they don't want to do. Whoa. Here, or place. Don't do that, no. See, I don't want him doing that. Right? So he needs to come through and be calm, but he's excited, which is fine. Right? So don't let your dog get all crazy and shit. You need him to do the command. Excitement is the point where all dogs make a mistake. They bark, lunge, bite, or just don't listen. So if like you see me with a hunting dog or something, heel. They're calm until they go on the retrieve or whatever. If they're jumping around and you send them on a retrieve, you're just conditioning them to be excited and to be a dick. Does that make sense? So don't do that with your dog. So let's see if you could do sit-ups holding this. I'm gonna ear pressure again. Hold. Sit. Down. Whoa. No. See, he's doing that. So no. Hold. Hold. Drop. It's pretty good, but that mouthiness, man, they'll end up dropping it. The first time I put this in his mouth out here, what he did was like he did that and then like kind of threw it up, bouncing on the ground, and he was gonna pick it up. No fucking way. So it's the point when the dog makes the mistake that the dog learns. That's just how it is. So when he's, mouthing it or whatever, it gives me the opportunity to do this and tell him no. You got to teach the dog no. Hold. Sit. No. Hold. Down. Hold. No. No, pick that up. Hold. Okay. Sit. Let's see. Hang on. All right, dickweed. Hold. Hold. Drop. That's good, and you see a playful dog, right? So we just have to make it so he's not so excited and so playful because he's going to take it and throw it up. But evidently, he will pick it up off the ground, which is great. So let's see if we'll do this. Hang on. Hang on. That's good to know, dude. Hang on. Hold. No. No. Heel. Hold. No. See? Hold. Hold. Drop. That's unacceptable. It looks cute and everything. He's fucking up. There's a lot of times your dog, it looks cute, but in the long run, it's not going to be beneficial for your dog to be doing shit like that. So maybe we take him out in the yard, we do walking retrieves, because sitting here and walking retrieve is like, I'll chuck this, he has to stay at heel, and then when we get right up to it, he has to pick it up. Because right now he's pouncing on it. We don't want that. We don't want that. Hold. No, hold. Good. Heel. Heel. Sit. Hold. Drop. That's good. Hold. It's lunging in. No, hold. Sit. Hold. No, hold. Heel. Hold. No, hold. Here. Sit. Good boy. Heel. Good boy. Hold. Sit. No, sit. Good boy. Drop. That's pretty good, dude. Come here. No, heel. Hold. Heel. No. Sit. Drop. So whenever here, heel. whenever he's doing anything with the object, you know, he's like, his mouth is open. It's a correction. Okay, let me see what inane questions people are saying. Asking here. You sit back there. You are not cold. Are you? I've said this before, man. I almost, before I got my I wanted a water dog. I was gonna get a poodle, which is actually a non-sporting breed, which is weird. Had a blue heeler who would not let me put her on her back. She strived to please me, but simply could not bring herself to be on her back. I guess she was actually dumb. What are you trying to do? Some Cesar Millan thing? Flip the dog on the back? I don't know. What are you trying to teach the dog to do the down position and roll over? Maybe you should have tried that. But I mean, what are you forcing the dog on its back? Maybe I put a puppy on its back. You know, sort of roll them on their back. But I don't. You're doing Cesar Millan shit. Don't do that. Don't even talk about it here, because it's nonsense. It is. It's nonsense. Somebody gave $19 or something. See you, Tox. Seriously, let's talk about that for a minute. This fucking Cesar Millan crap. That is an edited TV show. My friend, right? I'm not gonna say her name, but she was very involved in the show. So I know a lot that happened and didn't happen. And a lot of it's bullshit. You see somebody like Big Chuck or something, well, that is not dog training. That is not going to be effective. You do not force the dog on his back, force the dog. What the hell is that? You know what you should be doing is just conditioning commands. So if you wanted the dog to roll over, you know, go over on his back, that's one thing. But to like force the adult dog on his back, it's not, I don't understand why you would be doing that. I don't really find it necessary, other than like, okay, like, see, if like I wanted to look at Tonka or one of the other dogs, because I've done it when they were puppies, you know, I teach them to sort of like, you know, you gotta do this. Let me see, roll over, you know. But if you're like trying to force the dog to do anything, that doesn't work. That's gonna send the wrong thing to the dog. Like you're just creating tension, and it just drives the dog forward essentially, even though that it's on its back. So you finesse the dog onto its back, not force it. You never force the dog. Okay? Although there are force commands. Force fetch, force hold, right? That's not what we're talking about. You're talking about, I'm going to put this dog on its back. That's not the same as like working with the dog. You compel the dog, right? It's a compulsion. You need to do this, dog, right? Teaching them hold and drop. But the whole back thing is like, I always think of Cesar Millan doing that bullshit. It's bullshit. So if you wanted the dog to go on its back, you could finesse it onto its back. Don't force it. Don't force a dog. Like, I've seen people do this. The dog is making vocalizations. It's barking, right? So they hold its mouth shut. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm trying to get it to be quiet. You're making it worse. You're making it worse. It's like having your dog doesn't heel. It's got the line stretched out. There's tension on it. What is that accomplishing? You're driving the dog forward. It's pulling you. I can always tell a dog that's a mess by their leash. If I come across somebody with a leash with knots in it, that's an indication they are not finessing the dog, that they're using strength. They're holding on. They don't know how to hold a leash properly. This, by the way, this is never for your wrist. This is only for your thumb. This is a thumb hole. It's for your thumb. And then you end up like locking the leash. I'm not showing you right now, but that's how the leash is locked, like this. either in this hand, or if I'm using an e-collar, might be in this hand, because I had the e-collar in this hand. But by the time I would be doing this, dog's functioning real good. What else? What else are we working on with Merlin? Let me do this some more. Hang on. Merlin, come here. Heel. Here, heel. Whoa. No. Dude. Whoa. What the fuck are you doing, man? What a goof. Hold. Good drop. Hold. God damn it, dude. Knock it off. Just hold it. You're not killing it. No. No. Here. The fuck is that? We don't need that, Merlin. That's unsatisfactory. Hold. No, take it slow, dude. Drop. No, drop. Hold. No! Do not do that. Hold. Let me think. Hang on. Just gotta quit doing that crap. Hold. Yes! No. Pick that up. Hold. Drop. Don't do this bullshit, man. I need you to do it calmly. Excitement. Excitement's not good. Heel. I know he's excited, but come right here. Hold. Good. Hold. Drop. We might try another object too. Hold. Hold. Heel. Here. Heel. Hold. Sit. Drop. Hold. Heel. Hold. No, hold. Here. Sit. Drop. That's good. That's good, big man. Hang on. Merlin, hold. Heel. No, heel. Sit. Hold. Hold. Good boy. You're a good motherfucker, dude. Drop. Hold. Heel. No. Hold. Sit. Hold. Drop. It's pretty good, man. So a lot of this will be doing a lot of retrieves with this dog. So he'll still see it as fun, but maybe it won't be as like, he'll be habituated to it more. So we'll do retrieves where he's grabbing her on the chair because he's not doing this like I'm pouncing on it thing. We don't want that. We do not want him pouncing on it. We want him to do a proper retrieve. Merlin, hold. Heel. No, heel. Sit. You're a good man. You're a good fuzzy man. Drop. That's pretty good. No, watch the fucking mouth, dude. So I was good on, you're the good fuzzy man, and he starts like, I'm gonna chew on you. You are a good boy, right? Good boy. Give me that little mouth of yours. There you go. Hold. Heel. No, heel. No. Hold like that. Hold like that. Hold. Hold. Heel. Sit. Drop. That's pretty good, man. Here, heel. No. So he's like going like this for the leash. That's a no. If he would grab the leash, I'd do one of these. Merlin, hold. No, hold. Heel. No, heel. Hold. Good boy, drop. That's good, man. That's pretty good. Fuzzy face. That's good, man. I like that. Here, let me put him up. Then I'll warm up and then I'll get baby. That's good, dude. I like that a lot, man. Good job. Good job, Chunky Bear. Knock it off. So if I were to buy one collar to get started, which one would I buy? A leather buckle collar? Oh, Christopher, thank you. That was Christopher, thank you. That is nice. Hang on, I'll be right back. Yeah, he's close. He's close. He just needs to be like defined more. And that element, that excitableness needs to be sort of under control. So we'll use the chair for retrieves for a while, do a bunch of other stuff, but I need him to do like a better retrieve. South Africa, we're okay. We're good. We're gonna go to Home Depot in a little bit. I gotta get some stuff to rip down the show. Side submission is so stupid. I don't know what that is. What is the best method to help reduce my dog's possessiveness over toys when around other dogs? You're hopeless. You're a bark box person, man. Why would you bring toys with your dog around other dogs? What are you, going up to the fucking dog run or something? You're hopeless, I can tell. You're creating a time bomb with your dog. There should not be toys on anybody's floor, okay? Or in a crate. The only thing that I recommend in a crate would be a deer antler or elk antler. That's it. That's it. Toys? What are you talking about? Toys. I train retrieving dogs. The toys, you're interacting with the dog, okay? They're not left on the floor. You need to train your dog, okay? That's what you need to do. And stop talking nonsense, okay? Your dog that is guarding the toys is gonna get in a fight, okay? It's gonna fight. You're just creating a mess, and why you think that that's what a dog's about. Train your dog. Yes, Jackson, what do you think I do, man? What's the matter with you? Or is it just more of a standard process? What are you talking about? I train house dogs, hunting dogs, service dogs. They all sort of learn similar stuff. I train service dogs to do retrieving. They all learn scent work. Every dog can learn the same shit. All right? Hang on. I'll go get baby. were, I was working with her on, what were we doing? Leave it. Heel. Sit, place between the legs. No. Place. Sit. Good girl. No. Back here, heel. Come on, heel. Sit. No. No. Back where she started from. Sit. No. Place. No. Place. Knock it off, man. No. Heel. Sit. Sit. Place. No. Fuck that. Place. God damn it, man. Down. No, down. Here. Let's try this. Sit. No, here. Place. Down. Heel. She'll get it. Sit. No. Place. No, place. Down. Real sloppy. Heel. Sit. Couple days, should be doing it great. No! Sit! Sit up, dude. Sit. No. Place. Good. That was good. Except she moved a little early, but that was pretty good. Heel. Come on, heel. Sit. No. No! Dude! I'm not telling her to do that. Don't let a dog do that. They're moving before you give the command. They're doing it wrong. Put them back where they're supposed to be. Sit. No, sit. Place. No, place. No! Place, damn it. Sit. Heel. Listen to my tone. She's fucking up. No, sit. Place. Sit. Beautiful. Good job. Sit. Sit. No. Place. No. Fuck that. Fuck that. Get off of me, man. Pitbull. Sit. You better do it fucking right. Knock it off, man. Look at how cute she is. Sit. No. Place. Good. No. Sit. No. Sit. Heel. Yep. She will get this. Couple days, she'll be doing it great. By tomorrow, we'll be able to like have her out front and have her coming this way. We might even try that right now, just so I can show you. She's not doing it good though. No. Place. No, place. That was good, dude. That was real good. Sit. Heel. No, I hit it with my foot. Come on, here. Sit. Place. Beautiful job, man. Good job, Pitbull. So, from the front, it'll be something like this. Right? We're not going to accomplish this today. Here. Come here. No, heel, man. Sit. So, I'll give her the flip. What the fuck are you doing, man? Sit down before you get in trouble. Sit. Be like this. Place. No, place. Yes. Well, that went better than I thought it would. That's pretty good. Heel. Here, sit. So you direct them with the leash. Place. No, place. No, place. Now heel, if I want her to come to heel, I got to teach her to start backing out. So as you notice where my hand is, I'm not giving her any leash. She can't go forward, so she has to go. It'll be like this. It'll be heel. No, heel. Back out, dude. Back out. Sit. Heel. Heel. No, heel. Sit. Place. No. No, place. No. No. Fucking pay attention, man. Place. There you go. Sit. Heel. We won't work on heel. We will work place coming from the front, though. Sit. Place. No. No, place. Good. Good girl. Heel. And then I just sort of step over. Here, come here. Sit. This would be useful. It's a useful command, especially for a dog that's might go on a subway or something. Baby, place. No, place. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Heel. Say heel, and then I just like lift my leg. It's usually how I start it. Here. Heel. Sit. Down. No, down. Leave him alone, man. Baby, place. No, play. No. No, place. That's good. Heel. Be right back. Come here. It's pretty good, man. You'll get it. That place between the legs is very, very useful. Like if you're checking out or something, you can put the dog at place between the legs. And she'll, like some more sessions, she's just gonna pick up on this. Oh yeah, there you go. What did you miss? I was watching video about reishi mushroom. You didn't miss anything. I just had baby out here. Sam the Raven is a male, yes. Hi Peter, I just looked in and started watching. Why do you teach her place between the legs like that? Is it to enforce the stay part that is built into the command or something? What? What are you talking about, man? It's a command. It's a command like sit, down, whoa, here, heel. It's just place between the legs, man. That's all, you know. People use it in protection work. They use it in competitions, but I teach it because people can use it on the subway or when you're checking out and you want the dog out of the way. Put it between your legs, place between the legs. So she'll be able to go heel, place, heel. You know, it just turns into that. It's a command. Listen, stay. I'm going to say this one more time. Stay is built into all the commands. You don't say the word stay. It's implied that the dog stays in that position until it gets another command. Okay? Ah! Jesus Christ. Let me be realistic. There is no stupid question. No, that's not really true. That isn't. That's not true. Who won't stop? You know, like there was, what are you talking about? He won't stop, he's doing it currently. What are you talking about? I love this little heater. Works great, man. My hands are warm. It's like just warm up a little bit. Go get another dog. I wish I could take it. I wish it could just go with me everywhere. Like when I work in the yard, in the field. Well, I could. It's portable. What do I do? What? Okay. You're asking a question about your dog. I don't see any question about your dog, so you're talking gibberish. Yeah, he's a troll. He needs to go. Yep. Bye. Bye, kid. Yeah, it's just a troll. Ridiculous shit. Okay, so I'm going to I don't know. Clearly it was a child. So she's still, oh yeah. Son's procedure to remove the tag out of his lungs. She asked me to take. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Oh, there she is. Rahel, what's the deal? They still haven't done it? He's still waiting? There she is. Still waiting for the procedure to take place. They're supposed to be here this morning. What's the matter with them? Fucking, you know what that means? That means that it's not, there's probably another emergency in front of them because your son's isn't that serious. And I put a mental health referral in. For who? For the son? Did they say why they were waiting? Not yet. Why the mental health referral? Because he was asking about weed? Maybe the tack thing was like, he had it in his mouth, he was putting a thumbtack up, and that's how it happened. Or is he acting weird? Was he acting weird? For my son, because I'm worried he did it on purpose. Okay, there you go. That's probably a nice conservative approach. I think that's probably wise. Yeah, I've been recognized in public. I don't have very many subs, but it's happened. Um, happened with me and Destiny more than a couple times. Mental health. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Also, like medications that people are like, no, don't take those. Why? The doctor prescribed them for a reason. That's why you go to a doctor. It's not 1955 that, they have a lot of stuff that can be helpful. Um, I hear Tonka going. I'm gonna go and I'll keep us updated. We'll live stream in a little bit later. Okay. So everything will be okay. I called and proper supports. He's on meds as well as ADHD, and they said some sort of learning disability disorder. Huh. Yeah. Well, I gotta go deal with the dogs. Rahel, I'll be back on in a little bit. Okay. Keep us updated. It is sort of strange, right? The whole tack thing. Like, I mean, I could see, like, maybe he had it in his mouth, but what if I think that's the correct. He's gifted, though. He likes a brush. He's like a bushman survival. Yeah, you said that. Like, he's great at fishing. He's an aptitude. There's an aptitude for fishing and shit. Anyway, all right, we'll talk to you later. We'll see you. The joys of parenting.